Let's talk about the new Disney live action remake of Snow White. So, I mean, we've been here before. We've seen so many of these come and go. And is Snow White going to redefine how we think about these? I'll talk about that in a bit. But let's get into this movie directed by Marc Webb, who I think is very talented when it comes to visuals and all of that. And I really did love the visual style of this movie. You also have Rachel Zegler starring here as Snow White. You have Gadot here as the evil queen. And of course, the Seven Dwarfs are in here. And a bunch of new things added to the film, which I think make it a bit more modernized. It also adds a bit more layers to the film in itself from 1937, which I still think is a great classic. But let's get into this review. I saw it last night and I will tell you, I was surprised. So this is a movie that I think has been one of the hardest movies to sell when it comes to PR and marketing. There's a lot of different controversies going on with it, with the stars and things like that, which have been just like snowballing over the past couple of months. I'm not here to get into all that. I'm here to talk about the film in itself, but let's get into it and talk about the movie. I want to start off by saying that Rachel Zegler delivers a dazzling performance here. Honestly, I was so captivated by her. I have not watched West Side Story, and so many people have been telling me to watch it. But after this movie, I am sold that West Side Story is good, so I'm going to be watching that pretty soon. I think Rachel Zegler really does deliver a beautiful voice throughout the film, and every one of these song breaks, and I am definitely eager to listen to these songs again. They were just so good. She also has a bit of a duet going on with Andrew Burnap, who plays Jonathan, a new character in the film. And I think that this was such a great pairing of the two, the voices and everything. The choreography as well is great. It doesn't go crazy with the choreography like something say like Wicked or other things like that, but when it's there, it really is just so great to see on the screen. And all of this added with Marc Webb's eye as well, and the way he like positions his camera, the movements and all of that, it just takes it to another level. So I really did love that this was a great musical as well. Now, of course, I'm not going to just hear and tell you all of the good things. Let's talk about some of the things that I just wasn't really feeling here. So the dwarfs, that's one of the biggest things for sure. This was one of those moments where I was just like, you know what? I don't know. That sounded interesting at first, how y'all wanted to develop them, but I just feel they were very uncanny. There's just something about the way they look. Like when they're by themselves, when you first meet them and they're just all together, it kind of was okay. But then when we have them next to humans and interacting more and more, they just feel like puppets, like they don't feel they're really there. There's just like a other dimension to them where they feel like they're in their own realm and the humans are in their other realm. And so when they're together, it's just very uncanny, and it just didn't work good for me. But I will say the voice acting was great. I thought that everybody really like brought these dwarfs as much as they could to life with their voice, but it's just the look of them that wasn't really what I was feeling, and it was kind of like taking me out a bit at times, especially when they were next to humans. But like I said, when they're just with each other, it works. But that's just my biggest critique right there for the film. Gadot as well, it was great in moments. She had some particular music breakdowns, but I think that overall I wasn't fully convinced that she was the evil queen. Like I just didn't really feel a threat from her, or like there was a looming danger for Snow White. I really feel like her performance was missing something there, and that's just what I was thinking there. So that kind of made the film not really feel as like impactful, or I would say as much tension I think as it should have had, because her performance wasn't all the way there for me, in particular when she's the evil queen. Now, I do want to say that visual wise, as I said, this film does dazzle. It is great. There is a particular scene when Snow White is going into the forest where I was just like, this is honestly breathtaking. Like I really love that whole sequence of her going into like the evil forest and all of this, and then seeing what lies ahead. I thought that was done exceptionally well. It really felt like you were reading like through a fairy tale book. Like it felt so fantastical and it felt so fresh, and I was really loving that. And I was like, Disney live actions, let's lean a little bit more into that, not what the story goes and does next, because this is Snow White. You've seen the story, maybe you've read it, you've watched it countless times, right? It's a very simple story, and this movie is adding a little bit more to it, right? And that's when the young adult novel vibes start to come in, which is not saying that's a bad thing. I did enjoy some of them, but if you're not really looking for that and you're looking more for like the story, the fairy tale classic, you might be a little bit like, oh, we're going in that direction now, because it does turn into a bit of a Hunger Games vibe at some point. Not fully all the way there, right? But it does have that vibe going for it, like a young adult novel, which I thought was interesting at times, but at other times it just felt so mismatched with everything else that had been going on prior. I really love the fairy tale aspect of this film a lot more than, say, the second half, where it goes into a whole different direction. And that's not complaining that much about it, because I think the story overall still brings it together. I thought that a lot of the performances here were great, and the whole message and the base of the film is really well done as well. Overall, I do feel like Snow White isn't gonna make you run back to the theater to watch these live action remakes. I still think it's a great time. I think that if you're looking for a good family movie, you're gonna enjoy this one. There's some laughs. It's really great songs as well, sung so well by the cast, and also a story that we've seen many times done before, but this time it's added a little bit more into it to really give it another layer. And I think that layer does work for the most part, but towards the end it kind of feels rushed and like everything just got smashed together, and it doesn't really flow as well as I would say the first half of the movie did. The third act is really rushed. So that's my only critique about it. I still enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I felt some of those moments too. I was really getting emotional with some of these moments in the third act, and I enjoyed it. I don't know what else to tell you. I think Zegler is great. I'm excited to see what else she will do in the future. I don't think this is the best live action remake Disney has made. I don't think it's the worst either. It's just okay. It's just there. So that's my thoughts and opinions on Snow White. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Like I said, great performances from Rachel Zegler, amazing voice, great singing. I really do think that the dwarfs could have been tweaked a little bit more to not look so uncanny and not really take you out of the film a lot. And, the voice acting was great. I really loved all of their voices and thought the actors did a good part there. It's just the look. The look really took me out a lot. The changes to the story, they make sense. You want to modernize Snow White. You want to get people engaged with it, and for the most part it is, but then you think you're watching another movie as you see the actions unfold, and then you're like, no wait, this is Snow White, and then you're just waiting for the next iconic scene from Snow White to happen, which they all do happen. I think Marc Webb really directs them well as well. So overall, a great way to redefine Snow White, but it just doesn't totally land with me, but that's okay. Let me know if it lands with you. Comment below if you love the movie a lot. As I said, I do enjoy it. If I were to rate it, it's probably close to a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, somewhere around there. Not amazing, but still it's pretty good. So that's my thoughts and opinions on it. As always, follow me for more on all things you love. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.